All right, so here's the truth. No one tells you when you're starting over at 40. It is not failure. And I don't even like to say starting over. I like to say a reset, which is why this channel is called The Fearless Reset. People are going to try to convince you to settle. They're going to try to tell you that you've already hit your best years, that those best years are behind you, and you should accept life as was handed to you. But the reality is there is still so much more to come. And how do I know? Because I am living it. I'm only 39. I'm going to be 40 in a few months. And I feel like the best is yet to come. And I'm hoping that if you are someone who has been asking yourself, what am I doing with my life? Why isn't my life, further along? I feel like I should be further along. Where is my life going? I have been there. I have done that. And I honestly feel like the best is yet to come. I have made the most money in my life as I've been navigating these last few years. And I want to help you navigate, that same path forward, because it's so easy for us to just go down into a dark space or a space of questioning everything. So many of us feel like we should be further along in life, and you look back behind you and you're like, where did the time go? And as they say, the days go slow, but the years go fast. And coming up on 2026, we're going to look back at 2025 and say, what did I accomplish? What did I do? And I'm here to tell you that it is not too late. I am still navigating my I like to call it semi midlife crisis, because I feel like there are so many of us that are just questioning life in and of itself, not in a negative way where we want to do self-harm or anything like that, but just questioning our actions, the decisions. If you turn around and you look at the house that you're living in, you may have thought to yourself, I'm still living in the same apartment, and I was expecting to buy a house by the time I was 40. You may, look at your job and say, I was expecting to be a manager or in corporate America by the time I was 40. So that's what I mean with questioning. Some of us are really trying to navigate this inner turmoil, and we don't know where to start, and we don't know, who to have conversations with. If you have a support team, that's great. But if you don't, that's why I'm here, because I am thankful that I have my husband. We navigate these questions and comments and thoughts in our heads every single day. These are our kitchen talk conversations. And so I'm here to help you navigate and help you try to figure it out. So let's just go through some of the biggest myths so we can just break this out the gate right now about turning 40, being over 40, or nearing the age of 40. So one, you should have it all figured out. That's absolutely not true. Most of us do not have life figured out right now. And why is that? Because we're still learning. The old saying goes, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I spoke like a child, I understood like a child. But when I became a man, I put those childish things behind me. And so I may not have quoted that 100% to you Bible lovers. Y'all can correct me, but you get the gist. So you look back on your life right now and think, some of the music that is out now, if you're around the age of 40, you probably are not listening to the same things that the younger generation is listening to. Our tastes change. You may not want to hear all the curse words in your music anymore. They say when you get older, you get more conservative, not in a political way, but in you like things a certain way. You like the old time. You like the old way of doing things. And so that's why we don't have it figured out, because we are still learning how to put the pieces from our childhood and our early adulthood together. I can personally tell you, I did not start figuring it out until a couple of years ago. My husband and I, we have experienced extreme success with businesses, jobs, money, houses, cars, and in the same note, we have experienced losing it all and learning how to rebuild it again. And so some of us have to go through ups and downs to figure out, how do we not make the same mistakes again? And myth number 2, it's too late to chase your dreams. Absolutely false. You have way more clarity now about your life than you did when you were 20 years old, when you were 30 years old. You look back at your life, and all of us have probably questioned some of our decisions in the past. And so, if you were to do it all over again, you would probably tell your 20 self year old or your 30-year-old self, do it this way, don't do it that way. If you take this step or if you make this decision, this is the outcome that it's going to have on your life. And so that's why it is never too late to chase your dreams. And honestly, they say most people hit their level of success, that highest level of success, in or around their 40s. And the reason is because you have so much more knowledge and wisdom. You know how to navigate experiences in life. You know how to play the game of life. One of the things my husband and I talk about all the time is we know people who let their emotions get the best of them. They might quit a job spontaneously, curse someone out, or react to someone in a way that causes a physical reaction and they get arrested. When you're in your 40s, you're not going to let your ego and your emotions get the best of you because you know what you have to lose. We've all experienced dealing with a D head on the road and getting cut off or something like that, experiencing road rage. You're not going to react at 40 the way that you did at 20. And so, myth number three, people will judge you. And this one, I do want to say, is true, but it is their opinions. Their bills do not, or excuse me, their money does not pay your bills. They are not living your life. They are not contributing to your household. So yes, people will judge you, but the myth is their opinions do not matter to you and what you're doing. And that's one of the things that I have held deep in my heart for years. I have always said, I don't care what someone else says about me. If someone says something negative, I'll hit you back with, thank you, because that's going to flip the script on them. They're not going to know what to do. And the reality is, people who want to, let's say, get on YouTube. I've been seeing those lately where people are saying, jump on YouTube. It's the best decision at the age of 40. Don't, let the age of 40, 50 hold you back. Now's the best time to jump on YouTube because you have so much information to share. But a lot of people may be afraid to jump on YouTube because you're thinking someone's going to judge you. And guess what? Who cares if they judge you? Every time we get on the internet, on social media, we always have a judgmental thought in our head. It doesn't mean that you have to voice it, and it doesn't mean that you have to accept someone's judgment. Push that person out of your life. If they can't accept you for who you are and what you're doing, that's their problem, not yours. And it's okay to be embarrassing. Now they say, I just watched a video from someone who posted about, the YouTube CEO and what he's saying about the direction of YouTube. Authenticity. People like to see people make mistakes. You want to know that you're not alone in your pain. You want to know that you're not alone in your struggles. And you're not the only one who is going through something, that you would deem as embarrassing or a setback or negative. So put it out there because guess what? You are not alone. And so if you are resetting your life or starting over, you probably feel like you're behind. You are probably comparing yourself to others, but I don't want you to compare yourself to others because no one else has lived your life. No one else has walked in your shoes. It is your path to create and your path alone. Your decisions are, your decisions. You get to determine which direction you go. And so I know one thing, people with my husband and the reality is our friend circles always look at us like we have everything put together. Everything is going well. They haven't lived in our shoes. They don't know the ups and downs that we've experienced. And so people say that all the time. Successful people say it all the time. You see the final outcome of 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears. And so ultimately, that's why you cannot compare yourself to someone else because your life is your life and your life alone. No one else can live your life. No one else has experienced your childhood. No one else has experienced the 20-year-old version of you. And so when you're going through your reset, I want you to stop and think and ask yourself, what do you really want out of life? So many of us are living life for society or living life for family. We're living the life that we think we are supposed to be living. We're not living life based on what it is that we want out of life. So if you were to actually sit and think about, what is it that I want out of life, get honest and really answer that question. Okay, if your list is, I want $1 million in the bank by next year, that's your one. No one can take that from you. That's yours. And you don't have to justify why you want it for anyone. Two, let go of a timeline. I am a Virgo, and everything for me has to be done step by step. I have to know the next step that's coming along. And I've learned in life that just is not going to happen. You have to let go of the timeline that you thought you were on or that you think you were on. In my opinion, with my spirituality, everything happens in divine time. Let it go. Let the timeline go. Just continue to work on what it is that you want to achieve. Continue to work on your goals. And that leads me into step number 3. Take one small action every single day. There are so many of us that get paralyzed with inaction, and I am one of those people. So if you're one of those people, I completely understand. It resonates with me 100% wholeheartedly. If I don't have an answer to something, I don't know the direction that I'm going, I don't know the next step, I just completely shut down. I will not open the computer, I will not take that next step. But I have learned to get out of that cycle. I have learned to say, I'm going to do one thing today, even if it's hurting me inside and I feel like it's using every bit of energy I have to open the computer and Google one thing or create one email. Take your one small step today, because I promise it's going to make you feel so much better. And every time I do it, I always feel better. And 4, surround yourself with people who get it. Surround yourself with people who are go-getters, innovators, who have that tenacity and want to take action and who want to support you. Too many people are around negative Nancy's and bitter Becky's. Get them out of your space. I do not associate with people that I feel like may drag me down or bring me down. It's not to say that we can't be friends, because some of these people are family. If I get text messages that's negative, oh, this happened to this person, or, so many stories about this person, died, or a tragic police shooting. I don't respond. I don't dive into it because I don't want to bring myself down. And so with you trying to reset at 40, put yourself around people who are going through the same thing. I love, my husband and the space that we created because we are doing this together. And he has a dedicated friend that he talks to on a daily basis who's also going through this, who's over the age of 40. This person signed up to take marketing internet classes, spent thousands of dollars. So, you're more willing to continue on that path of growth and navigating life when you have the right people around you. So don't let the energy of others pull you down. So I want to say this. If you've been waiting for a sign on what to do, what direction to take, this is your sign. It is not too late. Your life is not over. This truly is the beginning. Let this be the beginning of your second act. It's not too late to hit the success that you're wanting. I can guarantee you that by the time I get through these next few months, I know I'm going to have more money in the bank. I'm going to be happier because I am allowing myself to navigate the reset at 40 with ease and with peace. And I want you to do the same thing. So let me know in the comments, what it is that you are trying to achieve with your 40-year-old reset. Even if you're 35, if you're 55, what are you trying to achieve with your reset? So I want to say thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and come back for more, because we are going to navigate this reset of 40 together.